and I find that onions are 80 rupees a kilo, right? I go on the streets, people are losing jobs. I am asking you tonight, Vodafone, let's take the example, a British company involved in a tax dispute for 5 years. It has destroyed India's reputation as an investment destination. Your government, you can deny it. The whole world is saying so, sir. You can deny it. You are announcing 100% FDI in telecom. But if companies that are investing are involved in long-term disputes in court in India, what's the guarantee we'll get any investment? I mean, I don't understand, Mr. Gowda, which world is the government in? And only thing we hear from the Congress party is food security bill, food security bill, food security bill, day in and day out, as if that is the panacea to our problems.
May I?
The panacea to
the
ready? Problem.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically the Vodafone case is one case, and it is not the signal that just turned the tide of investment. India is a growing economy. It's one of the economies that is doing much better than other economies in the world, and is going to continue to attract investment in spite of Rajiv Pratap Rudy and Harish Salve talking down the country and talking about
No, one second. What do you mean? What is this?
You are going
Anybody
to see
who criticizes you is talking down the country?
They are, absolutely. You gave them a long rope there.
Okay.
To go out there and
so if we ask the government why you failed, so your logic is, if we ask your government why have you failed, you will say you are talking down the country.
Well, that's exactly what the your two guests have just done.
So we have no right to ask why prices are going up. We have no right to ask why companies are leaving. We have no right to ask why ArcelorMittal, POSCO, everybody is leaving the country.
Everyone has a right. Yeah. No, everyone has a right. So do you. Okay.
Thank you for granting me the right.
Now, let's basically get to some of the issues that Chidambaram has basically raised today in his public statement, right? See, what we are doing is we are looking at one point in time, today's market, today's price, right? These are all things that will adjust.
We don't have such a short-term
market adjustments. Well, that seems to be the way the media is reacting. That's the way people are reacting. But basically, there are business cycles. There are cases, for the first UPF1, we saw very wonderful growth rates, 8-9%. We were hoping for double-digit growth rates. Then 2008 happened. When you are linked with the global economy, you're not only going to get the benefits of it. When there are shocks outside, you're going to suffer the price, the cost of that as well.
Okay, I can see you are getting responses.
What we're going through. No. I'm happy I'm getting responses. Basically, the point is that there are many things that are turning around. The finance minister clearly argued today that the current account deficit is manageable. Basically, the fiscal deficit has been kept below 5%, as pointed out.
Sir, let us not be in a mushroom cloud of our own imagination. Sir, let us not be. Sir, things are bad. Rajiv Gowda, things are bad. I don't want us to have been a mushroom cloud of our own imagination. Praful Patel is also responding. I just want to complete the first round. No, I want to complete the first round. One sec with Kiran Shaw. Kiran Shaw has not spoken. After Kiran Shaw's response, she's been waiting. We go into open round. Praful Patel.
Just let me. Basically, the other point that I want to mention to you. Can I finish?
I just want to go to Kiran Shaw with your permission once. She's been waiting for half an hour. If you allow me, then I'll come to you, Praful Patel. So Kiran Shaw, I want your response to two very generic points. And to the viewers of the Newshour tonight, 2 points of view from the Congress representative as I go to Kiran Shaw. One, he says that you are running India down. You are running India down. And second point he makes is you have a short-term view. Kiran Shaw, your response to both, or either.
First and foremost, Arnab, I don't agree with Rajiv Gowda. I think I'm completely aligned with Harish Salve's views. I really believe that the hubris with which we became so arrogant to say that we have arrived and that the world needs us and we don't need the world is exactly what has got us into this particular crisis. Today, it's too late to take any measures to correct this economic crisis that we are in. Because what's right for the economy is wrong for the elections, and what's right for elections is wrong for the economy. That is the real situation today.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you another thing, Arnab. that it is going to be very difficult to do anything about this free-falling rupee, because there is a huge challenge we have in terms of the fiscal deficit. For example, are we going to defer the food security bill? No, even though it might be positively impacting the fiscal deficit. We are never going to do that because it's bad for politics, bad for the oncoming elections. If you look at the current account deficit, we need to really, that's the only thing which we can try to contain, I believe, by boosting exports as much as possible and by possibly trying to rein in the imports of finished goods, because that's the only thing we can control. We should not tamper with raw materials and components because we need that for our own domestic industry. And so this is the situation we are in. Nobody is going to invest anything in India till the elections are over. And that is the truth.
No, but that's unfortunate.
Let's not delude ourselves.
That's
this
unfortunate.
Is not going to happen. Nothing is going to change the
that's
investment climate right now.
No, that's unfortunate, Ms. Shaw, and I think we should, since the minister is on the Newshour tonight, either the minister tells us where he stands or the minister tells us that no, politics is more important, because I know that Praful Patel's party is not happy with the food security bill. But the problem with Praful Patel is that he'll go along with anything. He will go along with anything the Congress party says, pardon my saying so, because he doesn't want to upset his political equation. So the charge against you, Praful Patel, is this. That you put politics first. You put politics first at a very wrong time. And the people of this country will suffer because of this colossal drain on the economy in a bleak economic scenario, Mr. Patel.
Arnav, I fully endorse what everybody has said, including yourself for a change. I'll endorse it. That we are in for a heavy dose of populism in this country, which is costing the economy and the general well-being.
Define populism.
For a long, long time.
Define populism.
Populism means every welfare measure which we take is ultimately ending in populism. But why blame only the government of the day? Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy and his government, his party, have governments in so many states. What do they do in Chhattisgarh? What do they do in Madhya Pradesh? What do they do in Gujarat? Or some other parties do it in other states? So this is something which is happening across the board.
So you are accepting and putting a
political party to the other. It is a sorry state of affairs for the nation.
No, you are saying, you are admitting tonight, yes, we are doing and we will continue to do competitive populism. And you are throwing the ball at the BJP squad, saying you are populist too. Economy be damned, jobs be damned, unemployment be damned, stagflation be damned, inflation be damned. We continue to do our populism, Rajiv Rudy.
Each political party is competing with the other.
Well, that's terrible, isn't it?
And I can tell you that's what I started in the beginning. So
you are compromising all of us.
We are discussing this on Newshour.
Yes.
We are not discussing on the Newshour. We are not discussing anything in Parliament. Where are we all heading for? Ultimately, even if there are problems, even if populism is required, even if social benefits are required for the people, there is an intelligent way of doing it. There is a way to discuss it intelligently and sensibly in Parliament. Instead of discussing it on television, it's important to discuss such an important thing on television.
I like this.
And therefore I endorse everybody everybody else is saying. I'm as Indian as you are.
I like this.
I'm as nationalist as you are.
I like what you're saying. You know why I like what you're saying? Because I have only heard your government blame two things for the failing economy. One, you blame the media. You say you have built about such an atmosphere of pessimism and gloom that people don't want to come to this country. You blame the media, right? Secondly, you blame global factors. For the first time on national television, a minister is admitting that populism is responsible.
Let's not isolate one.
No, you are admitting populism is responsible for the state of our economy. You are admitting and you're saying there's a...
Of course, everybody's into competitive populism.
It's terrible, isn't it? Rajiv Rudy? It's terrible, isn't it?
It is.
My friend Praful sounds so poor when he tries to discuss and defend this government, and this is it's not him when he's talking, and I can see the anguish on his face.
I'm not defending the government or anybody. I'm talking as an Indian. I'm talking as a concerned individual as much as you are. And let us not break it up into government versus opposition.
Now here is a gentleman, my friend Praful, who is the heavy industries minister of this country.
And I'm willing to go by what you say.
He's the heavy industries minister, and he's talking about the states. The states are looking after agriculture, the states are looking after irrigation, and there all these things are going well. But the states are not looking after how the rupee is falling against the dollar. The states are not looking how imports are going up. The industrial production of the country, if it is in negative, the states are not looking after it when you have to import costlier raw materials. So Mr. Praful Patel, as a heavy industries minister and a former civil aviation minister, please do not try to bring states in the entire economy. And for God's sake, do not blame the opposition and others. Accept it is a flaw. Accept it as that you all have messed it. I know that you have contributed little. But when you talk about these things, Praful, you are completely out of place.
What do you mean by we all are responsible?
But the government which has gone defend, you are completely out of place. And most of the
we all are responsible. It's not only the government.
No, so here's a situation. Here's a situation. Harish Salve. One second. Harish Salve.
Please ask my friend Praful Patel about something about economics. When the industrial production in this country goes down, goes in negative, how do you bring in investment? And where is the investment? And where is the employment? All these big corporates are almost virtually bankrupt. The debts are so high. They cannot make the repayment.
One second. Harish Salve. Harish Salve.
Retrenchment is taking place in all classes. The blue
Harish Salve went to one second. When two politicians are in full flow, it is impossible for lesser mortals like us to get a word in.
Politics, Mr. Arnab Goswami. You are not the only person who can talk about economics. I am talking about absolute economics.
Mr. Rudy,
and when I talk about economics, you call it politics. That's the whole problem with Mr. Arnab Goswami.
Mr. Rudy,
I told you exactly about economics, and you have no answer.
Mr. Rudy, I never doubt your ability. I have told you hold the academic position in a college as well. I don't doubt that. That's not the point.
You say you don't talk economics.
No.
Talk about economics. You say you talk politics. I don't know what has happened to you. You are so absolutely confused,
You see, the problem is this, please. We expect you to tighten things up.
Can I tell you something?
No, Harish Salve, just very briefly. Harish Salve, what are we expecting? We are expecting the politicians to tighten things up. I'm not seeing any hope tonight.
No, it can't happen. Let me tell you why. Let me give you a simple, hard example. One of our biggest imports is oil. One of the biggest oil producers in India, private company, has been knocking at the doors of the government for permission to increase production of oil. But obviously it will require investment. Who will make that investment? That oil company will make the investment. They are already at the highest rate. So government is getting 85% of the profit, 15% is going to this oil company. They have been telling the government, we want to put in $1 billion to increase oil production. We will increase it significantly by 30,000-40,000 barrels per day. It will make a difference of about 3 to 4 billion per year of imports. The government is denying them permission to invest their own money to increase production. And the day they grant that permission, the other opposition party will say government has been bribed. This is how we are running this country. This is how we have brought India to this pass.
Well, we have. And we are in stagflation. The problem is, we are in stagflation, but Rajiv Gowda doesn't think so. This is classic stagflation, Rajiv Gowda. No. I want you to admit that your government has driven the Indian economy into stagflation, which is a situation where growth stagnates, unemployment rises, inflation goes up. And it only happens when the productive side of the economy does not keep up with domestic demand. And the productive side of the economy cannot keep up with demand simply because you have done nothing in 9 years. You have done nothing in 9 years. And now you are telling us, no, 1 second. Let me speak today. Now you are telling us we'll start.
Please go for a checkup. Okay, the basic point is...
No, what checkup?
5 years.
What checkup?
Why do you say 9 years? Why do you say 9 years?
Who should go for a checkup for what?
We saw 8-9% growth. we saw that kind of growth. And today, what we are talking about is entirely focused on the industrial sector. What about rural India? Are you not seeing income growth there? Are we not seeing a decrease in poverty? Do you have no concern for them?
Their
All
policy
this discussion about populism.
the state government, what the state, who is this gentleman,
Taking
Mr.
care of the poor,
Can I give you a second example?
is not populism, it is a necessity.
No, here is you get such economists and representatives from the Congress who don't understand economics. When the states are growing, they want to take the country, and what they have to do at the national level, they don't know what to speak, and the whole country can be bluffed by such statements of Congress spokesperson, God save the nation.
Well, he says I should go for a checkup.
Some clueless ex-BJP minister on his show is, please Arnab, choose your guests wisely.
What is he, Arnab, what is he speaking?